Hey, this is JR, aka The Tourist, and this is Ubud, Bali. This is JR, aka The Tourist, and this is also Ubud. Ubud is a complicated place. I've been here 3 times. The first time was relaxing, the second, not so much. I wasn't sure if I should come back here at all. Lots of people will tell you not to. They'll tell you to avoid Ubud, that its natural beauty, its spiritual heritage, its attractions and amenities have all been spoiled by mass tourism. Maybe those people are right. Bali is a Hindu island after all. In the eternal struggle between light and dark, maybe Ubud has slipped to the wrong side. But here at The Tourist, we reject crude dichotomies and snap judgments. Our motto is, go and see for yourself. So join me as I give Ubud another shot. I'll show you some of my favorite things and some things to avoid. Plus, there's monkeys. Just don't look them in the eye. But do remember, this isn't a list of must-dos or can't miss. It's just how you might spend a day in Ubud town. Hey, what's good? Normally I wouldn't bother saying anything at this point in the video. I'd just get into the day's activities. But in this case, in the case of Ubud, I'm a little bit torn about whether you should come to Ubud at all. Obviously, some people should come to Ubud. This place is full of tourists. They came here for a reason. I assume they're getting the experience that they want. So I guess the real question is, given what I look for in a travel destination, is it someplace that I would come back to? That's the question. Has Ubud, the real life place, become something entirely different from the imagined Ubud, the experience that people come here to get? Part of understanding Ubud is that it's not just one place, it's actually 2 places. There's Ubud town and there's Ubud the district. Ubud town has become very crowded and congested and a bit noisy. Ubud the district is still incredibly beautiful. And there's even a little bit of Ubud the district in and around Ubud the town. By the way, I don't know if I'm saying Ubud right. It could be Ubud, it could be Ubud, it could be something entirely different. I'm not that concerned. If that's an issue, go ahead and say something stupid in the comments. So, would I recommend that you come to Ubud? I'm gonna table that for now. I'm just gonna go out and do the things I plan to do in a day, and then we can come back to that question later in the video. So let's get to it. I'm staying at a small hotel on Kampuan Road. There's breakfast, but no fancy buffet, so I've decided to skip it and head out for coffee. It's a 5-minute scooter ride south into the center of town, but I'm walking. On the way, let's get situated. Ubud is in central Bali, an area of cliffs and ravines and spectacular landscapes, making it one of Bali's most popular tourist areas. In the center of town, you'll find Ubud Palace, which is worth a gander, and the art market, which honestly you can skip. We're headed a few blocks further, off the main strip and up a few stairs. There we find Sentiment Coffee Studio, the place I'm excited to visit. I like starting my day with a good cup of coffee, and in this case, my coffee comes with a show. Since the early days of the Dutch, Indonesians have been cultivating coffee, one of the key crops of the export-led economy forced onto what was then the Dutch East Indies. Indonesia remains a coffee exporter, but these days, more of it is locally processed and available in specialty coffee shops. As an aside, one of the bigger tourist activities here is Kopi Luwak, coffee brewed from beans eaten and expelled by civets, a type of wild jungle cat. I won't lecture you, but you should avoid this cat poop coffee. It's mostly produced by force-feeding caged animals, and it's not very good coffee anyway. Instead, find a specialty shop like Sentiment. You'll get a better cup at a cheaper price. If finding better experiences and better value interest you, consider subscribing to the channel. I post hotel impressions, destination guides, and more. And I'm just getting started. Join me. We'll tour the world together. I'll I'll skip trying to give you tasting notes. Instead, I'll just say that this cup of coffee was like drinking a cloud. Now that we're caffeinated, let's dig into the day. The Sacred Monkey Forest Sanctuary, or simply the Ubud Monkey Forest, is one of the places bringing a lot of day trippers to Ubud. That was me my last time here. I'm skipping it this time, but I do want to show you, since it's one of the town's main attractions and is definitely worth a visit. The Monkey Forest is fun for the whole family. Entrance is moderately priced, the area is nicely shaded, and again, there's monkeys. This is both a conservation park and a place of cultural significance. These two things, the area's natural beauty and its spiritual heritage, are at the heart of what makes Ubud special. If you're coming, come early. The monkey forest can get crowded. Also, the monkeys can be a bit mean and a bit aggressive. Remember to avoid eye contact and watch your bags. It's all you, buddy. For now, I'll just shut up and show you some monkeys. Like you. Now, let's return to our regularly scheduled programming. After coffee, I decide on a stroll. The Kampuan Ridge Walk is the most popular path here, but I'm looking to avoid the crowds, so I'm heading to Jalan Kajang. This street starts at one of the busiest parts of Ubud town, but 10 minutes of walking brings you here. When considering a visit to Bali, it's helpful to know a little bit about the history of Bali tourism. Over the years, different travelers have been drawn to different parts of the island, which in turn take on the character of those visitors. For example, surfers first found Uluwatu on the southwest coast. Then Australian mine workers came to blow off steam in Kuta, just north of there. This set the stage for the party people who flocked to Seminyak and the digital nomads setting up camp in Canggu today. Ubud has historically attracted those looking for natural beauty and traditional Balinese culture. These days, a whole new wave of visitors have followed the artists and spiritual seekers, many of whom were interested in traditional culture, mostly as a TikTok backdrop. While the area around Ubud remains quiet and peaceful, Ubud town has gotten crowded and more than a bit hectic at times. So, is a stay in Ubud worth putting up with the crowds? I can't answer that for you, but I can help you think about the pros and cons. Without further ado, I'll give you the tourist do's and don'ts. Do stay in Ubud if it's your first visit to the area. Staying in town is the easiest way to fully explore the town. Do stay here if you're looking to take advantage of the amenities. The spas, the yoga classes, the cafes, art galleries. They're all much easier to reach when you're walking distance or a short scooter ride away. And do stay in Ubud town if you've got enough time to split your stay. You could stay a few nights in Ubud town exploring, maybe taking a day trip, and then a few days relaxing at a nice property outside of town. On the other hand, don't stay in Ubud town if you've been to Ubud before but you've yet to explore the rest of central and northeast Bali. Don't stay here if you reverse to crowds altogether. I've managed to avoid the worst of it by not having to be anywhere during the peak times of day, but the crowds are still here and they're still palpable. Finally, don't stay in Ubud town if you're looking for a really great hotel experience. Most of those are on the outskirts of town or in the surrounding area. We're heading back into town mostly the same way we came, but we'll take a slight detour for lunch. On to the Sweet Orange Trail, which takes us to the Sweet Orange Warung. Here, I had a very good lunch with an even better view. This is clearly a restaurant that caters mostly to tourists, but I'll note that many of the tourists I saw here were from other parts of Indonesia, and the food was very fresh. Coming off the trail and back out onto Ubud Road, we see again how much the vibe can change within such short distances. We're in the hottest part of the day, so it's best to get somewhere near water or with air conditioning. I'm going for the latter, at the NECA Art Museum. And after that, I've got some serious relaxation planned. As I mentioned earlier, the beauty and spirituality of Ubud are two of the area's assets. So what better way to spend the afternoon than appreciating art and engaging in some wellness? The arrival of artists was a major part of the development of Ubud, and the NECA Museum is part of that story. Founded by a local gallery owner, here you'll find paintings from Balinese and Indonesian artists, as well as others who were drawn here and made Bali their home. Some of the works do make you wonder exactly what sort of natural beauty these expat artists were after. For me, the architecture of the museum is as much a draw as the paintings themselves. The NECA Art Museum is proof that, even in one of the epicenters of over-tourism, it's possible to find a bit of peace. If you've got a hankering to procure some art for yourself, there are plenty of galleries. I do suggest you avoid the obvious tourist galleries, and if you're looking for crafts, you'll find better stuff at local shops than at the art market in town. Even more than art, Ubud is known for wellness. Bali's Hinduism and its traditional healing practices have contributed to the island's reputation as an exceptionally spiritual place. Ubud is at the center of this. The wellness options abound, though with such a range of options, do your research and calibrate your expectations. Me, I'm dropping in at the Yoga Barn. Normally that name would put me off a bit, but a friend who I trust with this sort of thing recommended it. I've come for a gong meditation session. I can't film the class, but I'll get back to you right after. So far so good. The center of Ubud definitely gets crowded during the day, but didn't really hold me up too much. I got out into where I needed to go early before all that kind of traffic materialized. Got a cup of coffee and then went on my walk, and it was great. On the walk I took, I didn't see very many people. I got held up by some ducks at some point, but for the most part I was out there just walking by myself, just me and the view. Also, every place I went today was in walking distance of my hotel. I did take a grab at the end of the walk to the art museum. I could have walked, but it was a long way and it was uphill and it was the middle of the day, so I just decided to take the grab. Anyway, I came back, took a shower, took a nap, took another shower. Now I'm ready to go out and see what the evening holds. First up, some dinner. Naughty Nuri's Warung is just up the road from my hotel. The menu is basic, but I'm here for the ribs. Marinated in Balinese spices and cooked on the grill, they hit the spot. Now that we're fed, let's have a quick look at Ubud's nightlife. Yes, Ubud town is crowded. Yes, it's overrun with tourists in many places. But where else can you find yourself randomly walking through a Balinese Hindu festival on your way to an after-dinner drink? Here's the thing. Popular places are popular for a reason. You just have to figure out for yourself if those popular things are the right things for you. With a little bit of foresight and planning, you can absolutely enjoy a few days in Ubud town. Our last stop is Monkey Forest Road, where you'll find plenty of dining, including international and posh options. This is also the center of Ubud's nightlife. Try the Blue Door Bar for cocktails and live music. Me, I went up the block to No Mas Bar because I like the music I heard from the street. Here is as good a place as any to end our night in Ubud town. I'll be back in the morning with some last thoughts. Good morning. So I went out last night, did a little meditating. I went and got something to eat and then went out on the town for a bit. It was a good time. Good time. Dinner was great. I highly recommend Noni Nuri's for the ribs. Although I will say the ribs are not like fall off the bone kind of ribs, which is not really my thing. I like a more of a chewy rib with a little char on the outside. That's exactly how I dig it. So if you people that want that kind of like soft thing, maybe it's not for you. I gotta say that staying in Ubud town was a lot less hectic than I expected it to be. It was good. It was good. The key takeaways are to know what to expect of Ubud when you come here. I think it helps to have a bit of a plan before you get on the ground. At least have an idea of, what you want to see, the activities you want to do, so that way you don't just get on the ground and have nothing, have nothing planned and find yourself running around looking for things to do. But don't have too much of a plan. Don't have some kind of scheduled out minute by minute itinerary, because then you're going to find yourself running around trying to do things and dealing with the traffic. And to be honest with you, getting around here in the middle of the day it could be frustrating. But if you're pretty flexible and you can, kind of mosey around a bit between activities, then yeah, you can have a really relaxing time here in Ubud town. I will come back and do a bit more of the stuff around Ubud area and report back to you. So look forward to that. It's been 24 hours in Ubud, and I thank you for staying with me until the end. If you've enjoyed the video or you found it helpful, then please take a moment to hit the like button down below. Also welcome any comments, questions, concerns, insults, whatever you got, throw it at me. And if you enjoy touring with me, then subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more coming. Thanks.